So we are saying to PNP supporters, do not be selective when you're saying people switch. And we are saying to people who believe that they're afraid to switch, don't be afraid. So Lawrence Rowan Central Kingston switch, Craig Oates switch, Ken Calame switch, and we are saying many others are switch. They probably not come out publicly, but they are switching.
What if I told you the PNP had a JLP spy dancing beside Mark Golding all along? By the end of this video, you will see why Craig Oates might be the biggest political plot twist in Jamaican history, and why the PNP should have seen it coming. Stick around because this rabbit hole gets wild. What's going on? Hello and welcome back to the channel where we dive into Jamaica's biggest political drama, scandals, and betrayal-filled storylines, all broken down by yours truly, the patriotic Jamaican YouTube channel. Your politically obsessed analyst with a love for popcorn-worthy conflict and constitutional-based chaos. Today we are unpacking the story of Craig Oates, a former police officer, a one-time People's National Party champion, and now a public defector to the JLP. Yes, the same man who was once seen dancing beside Mark Golding in viral clips is now throwing shots at the PNP and joining hands with the JLP. But what really triggered this political divorce? The rise of Comrade Craig Oates. Let's rewind. Now, picture this. Craig Oates wasn't just any PNP member. He was being groomed for Eastern Hanover, a stronghold in the West. Ambitious, articulate, and a former officer, Oates was campaigning hard, shaking hands, kissing babies, and yes, even rocking out beside Mark Golding, a loyal comrade, they said, until the whispers started. Behind closed doors, PNP insiders were allegedly blocking his rise. Oates claims forces within the party were working to undermine him, and his dreams were being dismantled not by the opposition, but by his own people. He didn't just leave quietly. He gave a political TED Talk on why he exited, citing corruption inside the Hanover Municipal Corporation, and straight up calling out the PNP for hypocrisy. If Mark Golding is serious about fighting corruption, he should start in Hanover. Shots fired. Do you think Craig Oates was secretly working for the JLP all along? Or did the PNP really force him out? Drop your theory below. I'm reading every comment. The public betrayal. So what does Craig Oates do? He flips. He's seen campaigning at JLP rallies, standing on stage in Eastern Hanover. Then boom, in June 2025, he makes it official. I've applied to become a full member of the Labour Party. PNP loyalists were stunned. Supporters felt betrayed. Conspiracy theorists whispered, was he planted from the start? But Oates didn't flinch. He pulled the "don't come for me" card and cited history, pointing to none other than the late Dr. D.K. Duncan, who also walked out on the PNP back in the day to join Bruce Golding's short-lived National Democratic Movement. Translation: I am not the first to jump ship, and I won't be the last. What else does Craig Oates know about the PNP's inner workings, and who else might be next to defect? Team Craig Oates or Team Mark Golding? Be honest, which side are you on? Let's see who's really running things in the comments. The PNP Civil War. This isn't just one man's exit. He wasn't alone. Kenroy Calame, who once had aspirations to represent the PNP in the Caldwell division, also defected to the JLP, saying the decision was easy after watching how the Green team does their politics. And suddenly, a pattern is emerging. Young, ambitious PNP insiders feeling blocked. Corruption accusations bubbling at the local level. Frustration boiling over in public statements. What's really happening inside the People's National Party? Mark Golding, take notes, because these defections are less about party loyalty and more about power plays, alleged gatekeeping, and who gets to rise through the ranks. Is this a Craig Oates problem or a PNP cultural problem? Was this a setup or is the PNP falling apart from the inside? Type fire emoji if you think more defections are coming. Let the political conspiracy theories begin in the comments. My expert analysis. Let's zoom out. Craig Oates said something chilling in his interview with Nationwide News. People shouldn't be afraid to seek the right vehicle for their ambitions. In other words, this is about political survival, not party legacy. He's not just switching shirts, he's switching futures. And if the JLP gives him more runway, he's taking off. This is brand versus vehicle politics. The brand is loyalty, the party, the color. But the vehicle is who can actually help you climb. Get it? Don't make that go over your head. Have you ever switched political sides because of corruption or betrayal? Tell your story below. The spicier, the better. Is there a deeper strategy? Now here's where it gets spicy. What if this wasn't just defection? What if it was recruitment? Oates has been quietly building influence in the West. His police background has credibility in the community. His popularity from social media clips all make him a political asset. Was he being courted by the JLP long before the public ever knew? And more importantly, are there other undercover greens still wearing orange inside the PNP right now? Because if you think this story is over, trust me, the next election will expose everything. If you were in Craig Oates' shoes, would you have left the PNP too? Vote yes or no in the comments and explain why. Here's a summary of the highlights and the key points. Craig Oates, former Eastern Hanover PNP aspirant turned JLP supporter, claims of sabotage and corruption inside PNP's Hanover arm. Public defection in June 2025 officially applies to JLP. Joined by Kenroy Calame, another ex-PNP hopeful, raised questions about loyalty, ambition, and party dysfunction. Echoes historical defections like Dr. D.K. Duncan, who's the next comrade ready to flip. So, make we hear from the man Craig Oates himself. Let's listen up.
Craig Oates, I'm a member of the Jamaican Labour Party. Well, I have been baptized for quite some time now. Everybody know I've been a supporter of the People's National Party all my life. I now choose Jamaica because I have seen where in Jamaica it's the most work that we have seen taking place in the country. We have seen work taking place in Hanover, and we have to big up the Member of Parliament, Dave Brown. And truth be told, in the past I've been critical of him in not doing certain things. He has overcome that hurdle. He didn't stop, and even when I was at him, he held his head down and he went about fixing what needed to be fixed. Has he fixed everything? No. But he has done so much. And let me just use where I live. It used to take me 20 minutes from Hopewell Square to my house. The road from Hopewell to Cocoon is now fixed. Now it takes me 6 minutes. That is prosperity. And all my life, at my age, I've never seen the amount of work that is being done. I'm going to have to give credit to we have to put Jamaica first. We have to give credit to Dave Brown.
We know that you have mentioned a while ago in terms of the development you have seen and the work you have seen in the member of parliament group. But coming from the PNP, we know there was a bit of
animosity.
Right. What led you to come over?
What led me to come over to the Jamaican Labour Party was that I experienced firsthand discrimination, bad treatment. I've been a lifelong comrade, supporting the party all my life. The party had a process, a selection process, and everybody knows that I'm one of the hardest workers for the PNP in Hanover. I work across both lines. I've been involved in sports with youths. I sponsor football competition. I go into schools like here, support their feeding programs, support their learning programs, and I did everything. And the process to me was not fair. I could have lost my character. I could have lost my dignity, because at the end of the day, the political party that I grew up supporting, that I love, they sent out some criteria, polls. They said that we were going to use and some other stuff. The long and the short of it, because I don't want to tell on it, they disregarded everything. And apart from that, they tried to mar my character and my reputation in a very subtle way. And I don't think that is something that I wanted to continue. And most importantly, I spent at least $7.8 million that went down the drain, and I did not get a call from the leader of the party, Mark Wolin. I did not get a call from the General Secretary, David Campbell, any other senior members. It is in recent time I've seen persons now calling. But this is also a good reason I have seen in Hanover, and we're not talking about this, where I have seen where there's a lot of allegations of corruption that is taking place.
Point of order, Craig Oates. Now, this is where I expertly dissect, analyze what you just say. And again, based off your said words, what you say, no, Craig Oates. Zane, if you say you don't like political corruption and you stand for truth and justice, then why not run independent? Because the other party no better. The other party is actually riddled with more corruption, accusations and allegations. Them full of corruption scandal. So your logic is not logicking. Your math is not mathing. Come here, try understand what you say. If you put Jamaica first and you stand for Jamaica, me put Jamaica first over party colors. That is why me not support none of the two party them. In my opinion, I see both political parties failing Jamaica over the years. Since independence, both parties have let down Jamaicans time and time again. I see both parties as corrupted. You understand? So that is why me put Jamaica first. That is why I choose Jamaica over party colors. I don't do the tribalism thing. That little indoctrination and brainwash process there, where both political parties have people under. No, me not depend that.
We have seen where the Hanover Municipal Corporation, right now, we're seeing roads that are National Work Agency roads being fixed with Parish Council money, and I can give you that road, Flint River to the Panside Main Road. We're seeing where the Auditor General has come out and questioned where she cannot get documents for $930 million. Yet, I am seeing where the leader for the PNP, Mr. Mark Wolin, is in Kingston campaigning on corruption. And I'm saying to Mr. Golden, if it is that you're interested in corruption and not selective corruption, $930 million. The documentation, the Auditor General said that she has not received it. I am not seeing the leader of the party, Mark Golden, coming out. I'm calling for Mr. Golden. Mr. Golden, come down to Hanover and lead a demonstration. If you really fight corruption, Mr. Golden, come and lead a demonstration. Another reason that has caused me to switch party is that there is a lot of allegations of corruption in Hanover.
Point of order, Craig Oates. Point of order. You say your own words now, you know. The other reason what cause you to switch is because the allegations of corruption in the Hanover Municipality Corporation. Nothing wrong with that, cause me not like no form of corruption, political or otherwise. But the issue I may have with your said statement now is that you come out a virtuous signal about allegations and accusations of corruption. You and Lawrence Rowe have the same script. I don't know if the JLP write the same script, give both of uno, you and Lawrence Rowe, why it won't throw uno municipalities under the bus. So you're gonna have people questioning if what you and Lawrence Rowe I say is actually true, or you just read off of one JLP script. I mean, I have no problem with you switching and crossing the floor. I not even care about that. But how you come out a virtual signal or act like your moral compass kick in, so you're guided by your moral compass. When the party where you jump ship to have far more way more corruption, accusations and allegations against the JLP party and the government, as high up as the Prime Minister, who is under investigation for allegations and accusations of corruption, illicit enrichment, uncertified statutory declarations. The JLP have scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal, allegedly. So if you want to switch, but don't come out and make it look like say you're such a virtuous and morally guided individual. No, Craig Oates, me not gonna make that slide over here, so.
And I've seen the leader for the PNP. I've heard the General Secretary of the PNP, Mr. Dayton Campbell, making a lot of noise. What happened to Hanover? Hanover is a part of Jamaica. We're seeing the Auditor General come out and say that $930 million. Some documentation is outstanding. Rat ate them, or rodents. I mean, I've not heard the leader for the PNP, Mr. Mark Golden, come out and speak about that.
So if what you're saying about the $900 million and documents where the Auditor General requests and them can't come forward because rat eat them up, if what you say is actually true, that's a lame excuse about ratting them up documents. You see me? And if there is actually corruption going on at the Hanover Municipality Corporation, people should be charged and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Same thing at the KSAMC. If what Lawrence Rowe say is actually true and we see Mocha investigate, people should be arrested and charged. You see me? Because we don't support no form of political corruption or otherwise. But when you're a clean house, you don't start just from the lowest levels. You see me? You don't start with the smallest people. You start from the top down. So we do a top-down approach. And so you start clean up corruption from the top, come right down. Meaning from the party leader, from the Prime Minister, come right down. And so you fight corruption. You understand? Because if you can get the people at the top, then guess what? You set a precedent, you set a standard. So the little ones, them where they at the lower level, they more even think twice, because they more say, if the Prime Minister did get charged and prosecuted, where they more do me? Yeah, I saw you do it.
So we are saying to PNP supporters, do not be selective when you're saying people switch. And we are saying to people who believe that they're afraid to switch. Don't be afraid. So Lawrence Rowe and Central Kingston switch. Craig Oates switch. Ken Calame switch. And we are saying many others are switch. Them probably not come out publicly. But they are switching.
There is nothing wrong with someone being loyal to their success and their ambition. Nothing wrong with that. I have no issues with that. It is normal for JLP cross the floor over to PNP and PNP cross the floor over to JLP. That normal in our politics. Me not no issue with that. But how you cross the floor? Because you basically fling your party under the bus and I let out big secrets and I say your party corrupt and them need to investigate the Hanover municipality of corruption because a be a corruption a go on there under the PNP. How you cross the floor, me have a problem with it. So if I was someone over the JLP, looking at that, me have to ask myself the question, if you are someone who me can trust, what if stop you from actually doing the same thing to me? But then again, what if that is his initiation test, where the JLP say, you have to prove to me, say, you're serious and you really want to come over on the winning team. Yes, you have to go show and prove, say, you're serious. So you have to go give you some dirt on your party and you have to go publicly embarrass and disgrace your party. Probably that is his initiation test, you know. So that's why he come out and he must spill all the beans, he must lego all of the tea, and I say, yeah man, I be a corruption a go on over the Hanover municipality and investigation need to go on. And the reason why I say all of that is because if I was over the JLP, that I would ask him to do. You have to prove to me. Say you deserve to come over on the JLP. And you have to go say things in such a way that will embarrass your party in a way where they will never take you back. I saw Muda make him prove himself. If I was someone over the JLP where I recruit him, he have to diss them in a one way where once he cross the line there is no going back to the PNP. They will never take him back after when me make him do, after when me tell him to do. That's strategy. Well, that's how my mind works. So now politically you become a slave. You know if you run going, you can't go back to the PNP now. Not after when me just make you do to them now go ever take you back. You see me? So guess what now? You know if you go to. So anything when me say you have to do. That's not a good situation for the inner. But Craig Oates spreading bed. You have to lie down in it. And me I go ask you why you want to leave your party. Why no? And why should I give you a chance to join the winning team, which is the JLP? Me I go ask him all of that. That's what I would do personally. So if Lawrence Rowe gone over to JLP, it's just politics. That's how you go. Nothing wrong with that. You see me? It just make the politics more interesting. There's a big problem with the PNP, and me don't know if the PNP supporters see it, but me see it. Too much old people they in the PNP. No new people, no young people, no in there. Where the young people them there? Every minute somebody come up to talk on the PNP. Mark Golding, Peter Bunting, Julian Robinson, Dayton Campbell. 4 old man that you know. Where the young people them there? How do not recruit no young people? How do not make room for no young people? That can't good for your party. How you gonna progress and move forward? You need young people with fresh ideas, with new ideas, new innovative ideas. You never notice halftime change in a football. You see coach take off some man off I feel and put on some man with fresh legs, and you see them run on quick. In a seconds goal score from the freshman them will come on the field. For the whole 90 minutes, PNP have one set of man on the team I play the ball game for the whole 90 minutes. That can't work. That tell me say the PNP don't have a forward thinking mindset. The PNP needs young people. Them push out Lawrence Rowe for Steve McGregor. Steve McGregor is an old man. No disrespect to Steve McGregor. I mean, I'm not against him personally. You see me? But you know, push out young people for old people. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense whatsoever. I think you should find a better way to bring Steve McGregor into the party, but not at the sacrifice at the young blood, the young people. So when me say way the PNP make moves like that, in my opinion, the PNP are go backwards. Them are go back way. So to the PNP supporters, them where watch me video, I don't need to talk to Marky G and whoever over at PNP, cause a back way them a go. At this point, them a bleed members. Just look over the JLP, they're full of young, new politicians. The JLP always a recruit young people. That started when Andrew Holness became the youngest prime minister for Jamaica. So him being the youngest prime minister in Jamaica and in the JLP party, him start recruit be a young people because he had a vision. Common sense can tell us that the youths are the future. So me don't know what the PNP do. I don't have a clue. So is Craig Oates a traitor, a political genius, or just a man fed up with old party politics? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you love explosive Jamaican political drama, hit that subscribe button and join the fam. Click here to watch the next video where we dive deep into more political drama. Until next time, stay sharp, stay awake, and stay tuned.